The Cheesecake Factory is known for its tasty sandwiches and yummy desserts, but according to some employees, you can also look forward to greasy sliders and a spicy pasta that completely misses the mark. Like many mid-range restaurants that aim to appeal to a wide range of tastes, the Cheesecake Factory offers alcoholic beverages. Each restaurant has a full-service bar that offers a selection of cocktails including margaritas, martinis, and mojitos. Just be warned though, the Cheesecake Factory's cocktails may not be as strong as you like. A former employee told Business Insider, "The restaurant puts exactly the required amount of alcohol in each drink and no more. The rest of the drink is ice, mixer, and fluff." To be fair, the Cheesecake Factory is not the only place you'll find more juice or soda in your cocktails than alcohol. A standard liquor pour at most restaurants and bars in the United States is just 1 to 2 ounces. For cocktails, the rest will be ice and mixers. If you want a stiff drink where you can really taste the booze, our sources tell us that the best cocktails to get at the Cheesecake Factory are the martinis, because they typically contain less mixers and no ice.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Crispy fried cheese sounds like the ultimate appetizer for when you just don't care how many calories you're consuming. It's cheese, it's deep fried. How could you go wrong? The Cheesecake Factory's version includes a mix of mozzarella and fontina cheeses that are breaded, fried until crispy on the outside, and served with marinara sauce on the side. They're pretty ample, which many might think is a good thing. However, some employees think that's part of the problem with them, that and the lack of flavor. Benny Priedkons, a Cheesecake Factory employee who's posted several YouTube videos ranking dishes from the chain, placed the crispy fried cheese at the bottom of one of his rankings. He said, "I had a pretty bad encounter with this one, not gonna lie. It's a mozzarella stick essentially, but it's a lot bigger and probably a lot fattier. This was not great." Food reviewer and former Cheesecake Factory employee Aaron Robinson didn't have much to say about the dish except it needs marinara. Pasta makes up a pretty substantial portion of the Cheesecake Factory menu with 17 different dishes to choose from. 3 of those pastas are Fettuccine Alfredo. You can have it plain, with chicken, or with shrimp. You would think that this classic pasta dish would be a pretty solid choice. After all, the menu describes it as having a rich Parmesan cream sauce, which sounds pretty darn delicious. Servers, however, say that's not really the case. More than a few say it's bland and not worth the 1,450 calories it packs. One Cheesecake Factory server we interviewed, who asked to remain anonymous, said, "The fettuccine Alfredo has no flavor and gets sent back all the time. Our managers even tell us to tour guide guests away from ordering it." A former Cheesecake Factory server told Refinery29 that she would also warn people about how bad the fettuccine Alfredo is. On Reddit, another employee said, "Weirdly enough, I am not a fan. I like my Alfredo sauce cheesier rather than creamier." Like any all-American restaurant chain worth its salt, the Cheesecake Factory offers French fries alongside its burgers and sandwiches.
Right fried potatoes?
Yep, French fries.
Seeing as how the Cheesecake Factory is a full-service restaurant with prices to match, you would expect the fries to be better than run-of-the-mill fast food French fries. Unfortunately, some employees say you shouldn't get your hopes up. For one, the fries are one of the only things on the menu that aren't made fresh in-house. As one former employee said on Reddit, out of the tomb-like menu, the only things that came pre-made were the fries and the sweet plantains. The server we interviewed told us the Cheesecake Factory's fries are very similar to McDonald's, adding, "They're good right out of the fryer, but a few minutes later they're gross and soggy." She added that if you order fries from the Cheesecake Factory, there's a good chance they're not going to be straight out of the fryer. When it comes to ranking the Cheesecake Factory's cheesecakes, some employees say the Celebration cheesecake should be at the bottom of the list. It features layers of vanilla cake and cheesecake sandwiched between strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla mousse. The cake is also frosted with cream cheese icing. It sounds good in theory, but according to Priedkons, the texture is what makes this cake a huge fail. He said on YouTube, "It's literally birthday cake, but imagine instead of cake in the middle, it's just a bunch of mush." Food reviewers tend to agree, as the hosts of Good Mythical Morning said when they tried the cake. So basically, their version of birthday cake. If you want birthday cake, get birthday cake. Some of the dishes at the Cheesecake Factory are nothing if not creative, so the chain was definitely thinking outside the box when it came up with the cheeseburger spring rolls.
We want a cheeseburger? Come on, everybody got a cheeseburger. One cheeseburger? Come on, cheeseburger. I don't want a cheeseburger.
This mashup of Asian and American comfort foods features ground beef, cheese, and onions rolled in egg roll wrappers and deep fried. Unfortunately, many employees say the cheeseburger spring rolls are one of the worst appetizers on the menu. The Cheesecake Factory server we spoke to told us that one of her main issues with the chain's menu is that so many of the dishes are extremely high in calories. The cheeseburger spring rolls absolutely fall in that camp. The dish clocks in at 850 calories, which is pretty excessive considering it's meant to be a small plate or snack. In addition, some say the flavor is not great. As a former employee told Business Insider, "I'm usually a fan of cheeseburgers, but for some reason, this meal doesn't do it for me. It's not as flavorful as the other meals on the menu." With over 20 appetizers listed on the Cheesecake Factory's menu, it can be difficult to decide how to kick your meal off on the right note. The Roadside Sliders look like they'd be a pretty safe bet. After all, they're just hamburgers in mini form. But are they as good as or better than other chain restaurant sliders? Some staff say you might be better off getting your slider fix elsewhere. According to Preet Collins, the dish is very greasy and flavorless. He ranks the Roadside Sliders only slightly ahead of the cheeseburger spring rolls. Meanwhile, Robinson said on her channel, "I do think it's missing something. I do think they need to put a special sauce or a special topping on it." She revealed that she prefers the chicken sliders over the burger sliders. Overall, many Cheesecake Factory employees seem to think you could do a whole lot better than the Roadside Sliders for a starter. The Cajun Jambalaya pasta is another one of the Cheesecake Factory's creations that you won't find in too many other restaurants. Jambalaya is a rice dish from Louisiana that typically includes proteins like crawfish and sausage, veggies like celery and green peppers, and plenty of spices. The Cheesecake Factory's version features chicken, shrimp, green peppers, and a spicy Cajun sauce. It's also served on pasta instead of rice. It's a dish that has many people divided. Some say it's great, while others say there's just too much going on in the dish. Others say it's not spicy at all. The discrepancies in opinions on the Cajun Jambalaya pasta could come down to the fact that taste is subjective. However, the Cheesecake Factory server we interviewed had a different theory. She said, "The jambalaya pasta is good when it's executed correctly, but that's not always the case. The linguine is weird and can easily get lumped together, and the sauce can be bland sometimes. It's really subject to the chef who's cooking because there's so much wiggle room in a scratch kitchen." Spicy chicken sandwiches have surged in popularity over the past few years, so it should come as no surprise that the Cheesecake Factory offers a version of the sandwich as well. The menu describes it as a crispy chicken breast topped with melted cheese and your choice of chipotle mayo or a spicy buffalo sauce. It all comes on a brioche bun. Despite the enticing description, some staff say it's not going to win a place on the list of the best chicken sandwiches in the US anytime soon. When you order a spicy crispy chicken sandwich, you probably expect to experience the crunch first, followed by a mouth-tingling burn that lingers long after the sandwich is done. Sadly, that spice element seems to be missing from the Cheesecake Factory's version. On his YouTube channel, Preet Collins said that he tried the sandwich because he wanted to be adventurous, but regretted it. He also called the sandwich bland and nothing really special. If you like seafood, you may be tempted to order the Cheesecake Factory's Bistro shrimp pasta. The dish features battered shrimp fried until crispy and tossed with mushrooms, tomatoes, arugula, spaghettini noodles, and a creamy sauce. Sounds like it has potential, right? Well, there are a few things staff think you should know about this dish before you commit to ordering it. With so much going on in the dish ingredient-wise, you might expect the Bistro shrimp pasta to be packed with delicious flavors, but Robinson found it to be a bit lackluster. In her ranking of every pasta from the Cheesecake Factory, she said, "It's okay. It tastes a little fishy." The other issue with the dish is that it's a calorie bomb. The pasta clocks in at a whopping 2,170 calories. For that reason alone, you probably won't find too many staff packing this dish away in between their shifts. Being the family-friendly restaurant that it is, the Cheesecake Factory has a pretty large kids menu with plenty of dishes that are designed to appeal to little ones. However, the majority of the kids menu items are pretty low in nutritional value. According to some staff, one of the items you should never order for your child is the kids' macaroni and cheese. The Daily Meal listed it as one of the unhealthiest pasta dishes at the Cheesecake Factory, which is pretty bad considering it's meant to be consumed by children. While the Cheesecake Factory server we spoke to tells us she's never had any complaints about the kids' macaroni and cheese, she also said that she's blown away by the fact that the dish contains 1,160 calories. Then there's the fact that it doesn't contain any vegetables or protein from meat. It may appeal to younger palates, but it's not exactly a balanced meal. When you're craving buffalo wings, the Cheesecake Factory may not be the first place you think of.
Can I get you anything else? Some dessert?
More wings.
In fact, many people are not even aware that the chain has buffalo wings on the menu, but as CEO David Overton told Nation's Restaurant News, there's nothing that America wants to eat that can't go on the Cheesecake Factory menu. Just because you can put something on the menu doesn't necessarily mean you should, though. According to the server we interviewed, that rings true for the wings. As she succinctly put it, the chicken wings at the Cheesecake Factory suck. The problem with the buffalo wings is not necessarily quality or flavor. They're pretty standard wings that are slathered in hot sauce and served with blue cheese sauce on the side. Our source said, the taste is fine, but they're pre-baked and then flash fried to order. So they're dry and just not good. If you're craving something with buffalo sauce flavor, Robinson highly recommends the Buffalo Blasts, which are essentially fried wontons stuffed with buffalo chicken.